Welcome to another tech video. Today we are going to be having a look at a USB 3 SATA hard drive enclosure from FIDECO. Alright, so let's have a look at it. So packaging is standard branded FIDECO packaging. We've not had a look at this one yet, so let's see if we can get in. This is the model P3U-U3. We've got a cardboard sleeve, and then we've got a cardboard box, and then inside we've got our drive cage. We'll have a look at that in the middle in a minute. We've got our power brick adapter, which is a 24-watt adapter. Looks well built. We've got our USB 3 cable, and then we've got our user instruction manual. Okay, looks fairly straightforward. And then inside here, let's get this open. We have the enclosure. Okay, so this is plastic. On the back here, we've got our relevant ports. We've got a USB 3 port, a DC input, 12-volt input jack. We've got an on-off switch, and we've got another on-off switch. So this is for the built-in fan that's under here. And then to get into the unit, apparently you just slide this out like that. Okay, it's straightforward. And then under here, okay, so we've got the sticker coming off the fan there, but that's not a problem. We'll stick that back on. So to get the fan working, this is a DC brushless fan. Doesn't say the airflow throughput, but it's got this nice connector back here. We've got a connector bracket there that on the actual unit itself, that slots in the top and makes a good connection there. So there's no wires on there, which is a pretty neat idea. And then underneath we've got our SATA mounting point for our drive. This looks like this is for 3.5-inch drives, but I'm assuming that you can put a 2.5-inch drive in here. So SATA 3.5-inch drive. Okay, so this is for a SATA 3.5-inch drive. Let's see if we've got one. So what have we got here? Here we've got a 500 gig hard drive. That just goes in there and pushes in, slots in. That is nice and easy to mount. Okay, take that out. So what about if you wanted to mount a 2.5-inch SSD drive? Well, let's have a look at that. Let's see how we would go about doing that with no screw holes or anything like that. So it's completely toolless. So here we've got a crucial 2.5-inch SSD drive that should just, in theory, slot onto there like that, which it does. So it will take a 2.5-inch drive, mechanical 2.5-inch mechanical hard drive. It will take a 2.5-inch SSD drive as well. The only thing there is that it doesn't fill whole bay, so that you might get some movement in there. And looking at the clearance down the side, you're not going to get this into a drive cage holder to hold it steady inside there. However, it's not going to go anywhere. So, yep, good for 3.5-inch drives, good for 2.5-inch drives, and good for SSD drives. Let's take out the SSD. Just so we're absolutely clear, we'll get a 2.5-inch mechanical hard drive, and we will pop that in there as well. And again, it's not moving about unless you move it up and down where it flap a little bit at the back, but there's no reason why you can't put a little pad under there to stop that rattle. Okay, so let's take the 2.5-inch drive out, and let's just stick our 3.5-inch drive in like that. And then we're going to take the top, which should just sit and slide in like that. And then we'll take our power lead, get that connected. That goes in there like that. And once that's switched on, if we turn the fan on, let's have a look at the fan. Okay, so the fan works okay. Around the side, so it sucks air in through the top, blows it out through the holes here, and underneath you've got some vent holes as well. Okay, so that's all working, that works well. And then we'll take our USB cable, and let's get that plugged in. Over to here, so on the back we take our USB connector that goes in there, and then we plug that into our whatever device we want. Okay, and then we're going to plug this into our PC and then turn the unit on, and there we go. So this is our drive that we've just added, which is a standard Windows installation. Okay, so now we know that any drive we stick in there, we're going to be able to see it okay. Let's now have a look at the unit again. So just under here you can see there's a little blue light which tells us that the drive is on. We've got our fan spinning away here. We can feel the air coming out certainly through the vent here. Not so much at the bottom, but certainly on the vent here. All in all, this is a nice looking unit that won't look out of place sat on your desk, connected to your PC, giving you additional storage. Let's turn that off now. And when you turn the main power button off on the back here, the fan, even though the fan is switched on, the fan will go off. Disconnect that. Okay, so now we've done a main hard disk, 500 gig hard disk. To get it out, just get your fingers and slide it out like that. So let's get the crucial SSD drive popped in. Get that all connected. Like that. And then let's switch the unit on, see what happens. Okay, now this probably won't show up because I believe this has got Mac format on it. So let's go into Disk Manager. Okay, and here we are. This is our 500 gig SSD drive. So that's the SSD drive installed. We can see that. So now let's switch that off. Everything we've popped in so far, we can see. Slide that out. Remove the SSD drive. And let's take a 500 gig Seagate laptop drive, plug that in, put the lid back on, switch it on, And there we go. So again, it's picked up all the drives, E drive and F drive on that, which is a standard Windows installation. So if we go here, we can see we've got the standard Windows installation there. And then our recovery drive is probably from a Dell or an HP laptop or something. Activity on the unit itself, when you see drive activity, you can see that the light has a nice flicker, so you can see that there's something going on. So overall, what do we think of it? Yeah, certainly doesn't look out of place on the desk. The nice thing about the downside is that it's plastic, which is fine. However, the upside is it's the plastic that actually doesn't really show up fingerprints and smudges. So it should remain clean on your desk, which will be very good. So all in all, yep, thumbs up to this product. We have got a number of drives that we can certainly use this, so this won't look out of place on the desk. So if you found that video useful, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and just want to say thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.